Everybody, today I'm going to try and walk you through measurements just to give you an idea of the power of how quickly it can help you build out quotes. So step one when it comes to measurements is I want you to go to account settings and I want you to go to the measurements section here and I want you to build some tokens for yourself. You'll see some already built in for you, and I've added one in particular for today's example called gooseneck. Once you're happy with it, you just save it. Great. So that's step one. You're going to build tokens for your measurements. These are things that you know you're going to need to include in your pricing later on. Next, step two, let's go to the price list, which is right underneath measurements here. In price list, I want to draw your attention to three line items in particular. First, I'm going to go to this Atlas Pinnacle Pristine one and click on calculation. Now notice it's got a little green check mark here. That's because I actually put a calculation in here. Think of this a little bit like Excel. When you create work orders, this is some stuff you kind of have to do. And so this is just making your life easier by doing it in Sumo Quote first. I'm just taking the total area of the roof, multiplying it by the suggested waste percentage and dividing it by 3 or 33 because we got 3 bundles in a square. Gonna click save, go back, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for some drip edge. So let's scroll down to drip edge. There it is. I'm going to put a calculation in here as well. Total eaves times 1.15 divided by 10. Great. And then I'm going to do one more for goosenecks. And actually with goosenecks, there isn't a huge calculation I need to use. I just need to make sure that I include my token in here so that it'll automatically pull up the pricing for goosenecks from the price list when I use it later on when I provide a quote. This will all make more sense in a few minutes here when I show you how this is actually used in a template. So step two, work on your price list, build calculations for each line item in your price list for all these, and just make sure you have a green check because this will now allow us to tie this price list item directly to your quote details line items. And so I'm going to show you how that'll work now. So let's quickly build a template. And I'm just going to do a special template here. I actually created this earlier. So under quote details, under shared, I created basic roof with only 3 line items. So if we go into here, I pulled these right from my price list. So I just started typing Atlas. I click Pinnacle Pristine and it pulls up the pricing for me automatically. I did the same with Drip Edge. I just started typing Drip Edge. There it is. Click it and it pulls the pricing right up for me automatically. And you'll see this little link, chain link icon here. That means this is linked to a price list item. This will make our life easy when we want to create an actual quote detail section for a customer later on. So I'll show you how that works. So I'm just going to click Save Changes to this template I just created, and now let's use it on an actual customer. So again, step one, create your tokens. Step two, build the calculations in the price list section. And step three, create a template. And now we can actually use it in a project. So I'm going to go to this Ben Bowman one. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on measurements up here and manually input some quantities within those tokens we created in step one. So in particular, I wanted to show you some gooseneck stuff. So I'm putting 5 goosenecks. Total roof area, I just threw in as 2875, and total eaves, I threw in as 300. Again, eaves is important because it's going to come into play in our drip edge pricing. I click save. Excellent. Then I open a quote for editing. I jump into the quote details section. I'm going to go to my templates and I'm just going to grab from my shared templates that basic roof. There we go. Click check and now it's automatically pulled up that pricing we set up earlier and it's linked automatically to the price from the price list. Now let's just click on this little chain link here and do a couple more things. Let's throw in an amount for labor, a dollar amount. I'm just going to go 50. And let's throw in our markup of, let's say we want to do a markup of 40%. And there we go. I can click save. So the material price on its own was $220, but now with our labor price and markup, we're getting 378. For drip edge, we can do the same thing. I'm going to throw in some labor. I don't know, we'll go $15 per installation of drip edge and a markup of 40% again. Brings the total price to $23.45 for drip edge. Perfect. Same thing for goosenecks. $45 each. We'll say it's $5 to install each one. Do a markup of 25%. Click save. And away we go. So this makes your pricing just a lot simpler. And so in the future, what we're hoping to accomplish is when you go into a project right now, you need to manually input measurements here. But at some point in the future, we're also hoping to add a little button here that just says grab measurements from Eagle View. And it'll automatically dump your quantities for your customer right in here so that it'll just be a few quick clicks and it'll build a quote for you. Hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, support@sumoquote.com. Thanks so much.